starting your job in the radio station, and you're saying like you just did like your first or second show, but now it's grown. It's something that you've done for over
2 years now.
2 years.
Yeah.
How's that going? Is it like an experience that, because you are new in radio, right?
Super new. I mean, totally green. I had never done any radio before.
And that's crazy, because if somebody listens to you talking, you're like, this person has to have a radio show. Yeah, because it makes no sense. And that's why, if you realize, I always kept on like, yo, Sony, can you just be in my video? When I was doing like the eat out videos and stuff, every time I was just like, yo, I need to have you just like for 2 seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just because I could see it.
Thank you. Yeah, no, it's been really good the past 2 years. I started off as what they call like a roving presenter, where you kind of fill in for shows as needed.
Yeah.
Maybe someone's on holiday, or God forbid someone's sick or something. You can come in and fill in. And now I'm on the breakfast show. Yeah.
And you know, when they say breakfast show anywhere, it has to be like one of the best paid money-wrecking shows. It has to be the breakfast show, though, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely...
so it means you're top there with so many other presenters in the morning. Come on.
Thank you.
In one of the leading radio stations anyway, so I mean, you're doing good. So I'm also proud of you.
Thank you.
Just, that's not something that you mentioned when you're talking about leveling up. That's leveling up.
That's true. That's true. Yeah. And I mean, speaking of things that you mentioned, it's like when you're talking about reflection, and I think sometimes, I'll speak for myself, sometimes I can really beat myself up about, oh, I'm not doing enough, or I haven't got X, Y, Z, or so-and-so has been getting X amount of degrees and I've only got this. And I feel like
is that something that crosses your mind?
Sometimes, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
You don't look like somebody who can be fazed by anything, to be honest. But maybe it's because you don't show it at all. Like I've never seen you sad. I've never seen you angry. Now come to think about it, that's how psychopaths are.
I am pretty even-keeled.
Never think about it. But yeah, I've never really seen like an extreme emotional side on anyway. You're always like just cheerful, happy. So I wouldn't think that something like that would cross your mind. But anyway, go along. How do you deal with it?
Well, yeah. So if I find myself like spiraling, thinking about things like that, I'll just stop and take a minute to think of how far I've come and you don't even realize it sometimes, because you're in your body every day. You're doing these things every day. And progress doesn't always look like a huge milestone. It doesn't always look like not having an apartment to buying an apartment. Sometimes it's slow progress, right? And so when I stop and think like that and try to be grateful for how much I do have.
What you already have and what you've achieved in the past probably 2, 3, 4 years, it's a lot.
Yeah.
Give yourself a tap on the back. Don't just be too hard on yourself.
Yeah.
And I think even from people people that you know, anybody who progresses in even the smallest steps, as an outsider, you'll always notice them. But I think self-conscious is in ourselves. Like we just never realize like, you have to remind yourself like, last year I was doing this, now I'm doing better.
Yeah.
And that's just something that you have to keep reminding yourself.
And I think sometimes I don't know if I've said this already, but I'll ask myself, would I speak like this to my best friend? If my best friend came and was saying, oh, I'm not doing enough, would I be like, yeah, you're not doing enough. You should be doing X, Y, Z. No, I would stop her and tell her, look at how far you've come. And so why are we our own harshest critics?
You don't have any lazy friends?
I don't know. I don't think so.
I do have a lot. I tell them exactly what you've said. I'm like, bro, come on. But I think that's just how maybe guys or boys just talk at times. It's like, you can't trust me, if you make this and this move, you might be in a better position probably next year. So we do kind of have to, I think, keep ourselves on check at times.
Yeah. No, I mean, I agree. You can't be blindly
and not,
supportive.
not in a bad way.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. You can't just be blindly supportive. When you see somebody doing something like, come on, bro, you haven't been swimming. You're just trying to get into the Olympics right now in your 30s.
Yeah.
That's not going to happen.
Right.
Yeah, so I have to tell you, as a good friend, I have to tell you, like,
True.
come on, man. just,
True.
chill out on that.
And that is a marker of a good friend. If somebody can hold you accountable in a loving way,
Yes.
right? That makes you feel like,
I don't hate you. You're
No.
my friend. So,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just telling you, like, don't be silly.
yeah, or even when you mess up or misstep, it's like,
Yes.
I love you. That
Yeah.
was wrong.
Yeah.
I still love you, but you need to right your wrongs or you need to figure it out.
I kind of like the way you called me that day and told me, like, yo, you're not supposed to do this. I was like, yo, I was just holding my head. Have you ever seen that phone call? And then you're like, what exactly did I do? Because at this hour, and I was just trying to think, and I was like, oh, shit, I know why I messed up.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you told me once, and, haven't I corrected? Like, it hasn't happened again, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so on that matter, we'll get to that section, though, and then
Oh, okay.
we can just
Oh,
chat
we
a bit
will.
about that.
Okay.
But